What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Short-Sided Golf Show, now brought to you by Breakfast Ball Design, which is an online shop with clothing, prints, and other cool related golf gear. Also, they just released some PJ Tour jerseys so you can support your favorite player at the bar, on the couch, or at the event whenever we're allowed back. They have some awesome designs, and we know we'll be rocking the jersey tees all season long, so since they support us, definitely click on the link in the description and support them. Now, I know all you guys need some money to go grab those jerseys, so this is the pod for you guys. So we're going to break down the Tour Championship this week, the bets that we like to hopefully get you rich on this 3-day weekend going into Labor Day. Of course, if you get rich, definitely leave a comment and let us know that you like those bets. And if you don't, there's always next week where we can make up for it, hopefully. So let's get into our picks. All right, Shills, what's going on? Another week, another FedEx Cup tournament. Not a normal FedEx Cup tournament. A lot smaller field, 3-day event. A lot of our picks may overlap, but I think we have a good read going into this week. Who we like and who's playing well going into the final leg of the FedEx Cup.
Yeah, there's only 30 guys in the field, so to be quite honest, this is going to be a little bit of a lighter week. The 2021 tour season starts next week at the Safeway, so we'll have a full field then. But this week's just kind of enjoying the golf. Put a little dollars and cents on a few guys. Hopefully it hits. If it doesn't, oh well. But next week we'll be back to some full field action. So we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. And I believe, like last week, you're going to have some Euro Tour picks playing at Valderrama this week. Which again, last week was the Belfry. This week it's Valderrama, so another classic course. Those guys get to play the best courses. I don't know why people just don't play that tour, but Valderrama in Spain, I believe it is.
Yeah, it's I believe it's right outside
Andalusia
or Sevilla, one of the two. It's right outside Madrid.
So I may throw some shekels onto those picks as well. But so I figure what we can do, we can break it down into kind of three portions. One's going to be, as we know and as others may know, the players are going to start at a designated under par amount. So DJ's at 10 under, Rahm's at 8, and so on and so forth. So our bets are going to be with that starting point, and then we're going to have some bets without that. That's just going to be the Tour Championship, and then on top of that, we'll have some lottery picks and some parlays that are just for fun to throw a few bucks down and maybe make a bunch. But we'll kind of break it down to with the strokes, without the strokes, and then the lottery picks to finish it off. So if you want to get started on with the strokes, you can cover the ones that you like, and then I'll go and agree with you or disagree or tack on to it.
All right, cool. So before I do that, I will just go into like a quick, just like kind of course breakdown.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we're playing at East Lake. Tour's been doing the FedEx Cup and Tour Championship at East Lake for I think it's like 15 years now, which is crazy to think about. Pretty much, Tom Bendelow was the original architect in 1906. Donald Ross was the renovation architect in 1914. This is pretty much considered a Donald Ross design. But Rees Jones had his hand in some redesign stuff in 94, 2008, and 2016. So for the most part, it's going to be a Donald Ross design with some Rees Jones touch-ups in it. It's a long par 70, very, very similar to last week, 7,300 yards. Really, really tight and narrow fairway. So there's definitely a premium on hitting fairways, which will indicate and sway some of the picks that I'm going to make today. The biggest thing is, like, if you're not on the fairway, the Bermuda rough that flanks the fairway is super, super sticky. So you need to hit fairways to have any shot of controlling a ball into the green. I really think that, like, other than like it being super, super firm, where you see balls bouncing from the front of the green all the way to the back, it's going to play, I think, similar to Olympia, like it did last week. But at the end of the day, if you have bad tee shots, it's going to lead to bad approaches. These greens are going to run somewhere between a 13 and a 14 on the stint meter. So we should see some pretty fast greens. And then if you're missing greens, like you really just need to be super sharp around the greens. So if
Right.
you're not hitting them, you got to get up and down. So that'll also kind of play into who we like. So I'll start with my first one. It really is not a guy that I think is going to win. But I went to the well with Rory last week,
Hmm.
thinking that like this is the week the baby. Well, we didn't know about the baby at the time, but like he played so well going into the week, just didn't have anything to show for it. He even said for himself, like if you need a guy to shoot even par to 2 under, like I'm your guy, and he did it for 3 days, and then he faded on Sunday. Just couldn't make any putts. Wasn't really sharp on Sunday. I have a little tiny piece on Rory at 25 to 1. It's more of like a FOMO bet. If he were to go
Hmm.
out and win this week, and I wasn't on Rory after everything I said great about Rory last week, I would be driving my car off the Ben Franklin Bridge. So I have a little bit of Rory just for peace of mind. Fully aware that he's probably going to withdraw Saturday afternoon because
Right.
wife's delivering. So Rory 20.
Yeah. So what's the deal with that? So his wife is not expecting the baby this weekend, so he's just kind of playing it by ear.
No, she like apparently the baby is supposed to be due this weekend. And he basically came out and said that there will be many more tour championships, but I
Right.
will never be able to be there for my firstborn. So
Gotcha.
I fully believe
Yeah,
he gets the
I knew it.
call.
I thought he was taking it pretty much all the way off, but he's just playing until. I mean, it makes sense that when you're Rory and you have private jets that can get you to where you need to go, it makes sense to play until the baby comes. So,
Right, and I mean with a
um,
private jet, I mean they're in Atlanta, and he needs to get to Jupiter, Florida. So
right.
he can be there
Yeah,
in
take you
like
45 minutes.
12 minutes. So
Right.
I just if Erica gives him a call and says, "Hey, I'm in labor," he's gone. That could happen any point. But with the strokes, 25 to 1, with Rory starting at 3 under, that's 7 shots. I mean, yes, last year JT was the leader at 10 under going in, and he didn't have the lead after the first day. So it's certainly
Mhm.
possible. And Rory shot, I think, 13 under gross last year. So he loves this
Yep.
place. He plays really well here. Rory's just notoriously, we rag on him all the time for being a really bad putter, but the surface that Rory putts on very well, better than anywhere else, is fast, like lightning fast Bermuda greens. Um, that's
Interesting.
what Honda has. That's what API has, and that's where he performs. So Rory
Go back
25 to 1,
to Iowa
FOMO
even.
bet.
I like that. I can see Rory doing it, especially he kind of has the on his side where he's maybe not even expecting to play the entire weekend. He's just, just happy to be there, thinking, yeah, I'll probably withdraw at some point. So he kind of has that, doesn't give a damn at all. Just out there playing, hitting the ball. So, and I think if it's a difficult course, that's where he's playing well right now. Like he said at Olympia, where if it's 1 or 2 under, I can go out and do that with the best of them. If it's taking it deep, he's probably not going to be your guy. But
Right.
hopefully, I mean, I could see this being probably around 10 under without the strokes, obviously something like that,
Anywhere
where it'd be
10. It's going to be 10 between like 10 and 12.
right.
Also, last note on Rory. I'm a huge believer in baby swag.
Hmm.
There is like a insane track record of guys that are either expecting a baby or just had a baby that go out and win. Number one in our eyes and in our hearts is Danny Willett at the 2016 Masters. Just
Oh,
had a
that's
nice
true.
little baby girl and went out and won it and crushed Jordan Spieth's heart and soul. So baby Rory.
Could say kill Jordan Speed.
And if it doesn't happen here, Rory's having a baby in September. And what is 2 months away? The Masters.
U.S. Open, Winged Foot.
No, that's 2 weeks away. I'm talking 2 months
Oh,
away. The Masters.
oh yeah, that's true.
And we covered our Masters lottery ticket already. So
Yep.
on to you.
All right, I like Rory. You want me to take the next one?
Yeah.
Let's see. So I'm going with I guess I only have two, but I am going with Rory. That's going to be one of them, so I can just get that out of the way.
Okay.
I like him this week. I think he's playing well. All that baby swag, all that kind of stuff, that just pertains to him. So I like that. I don't know. I think he's kind of rounding into form, and he's been playing well these last few weeks, just kind of hanging around. I think he might do it. He does play well at East Lake. He was there. He was in the last group with Tiger, right? When Tiger won, he was walking up with Tiger,
Yep.
I believe.
Yep.
So he was right there. So I like Rory. My other one with the strokes uh, is going to be JT. I think JT just
I love that.
might do it. I just feel for whatever reason I see him hoisting the trophy. I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to beat out DJ. Even though it's tough to it's tough to bet against DJ. I almost took him, but it just laying that much on him is ridiculous. I don't know. I like someone coming from behind.
Yeah.
So I'm rolling DJ plus 550. That's what I got
DJ or
on
JT?
the site I'm going on. What's that? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
JT. Did I say
I didn't even
DJ?
know who you're betting.
I know JT coming from behind, three back. I think JT is going to be hoisting the cup, and the however much money it's up to now is I think it's over 10 mil now.
15.
15 mil. Yeah.
Thanks for following along, JB.
Yeah.
Um, all right, so I love JT.
A plus.
Like if there was one guy I would pick to win this event to win, it is him, and I will get into a little bit later on how we're kind of working JT into some of these bets.
Mm-hmm.
Just for me, uh, I'm not betting someone that's 5-1. I can't do it. But I found a little bit of a way to juice his odds a little bit. So I will be fully invested in JT. I think JT that the fact that he was the guy at 10 under last year and went through it and kind of experienced on sleeping on a lead for 4 days and that kind of mentality is going to help him. But
Mm-hmm.
also, when you look at this season and when you look at how we've come back from COVID, it's been Rom, it's been DJ, it's been Morikawa, um, and like JT is, in my opinion, the best player in the world, and he's kind of the forgotten man. Like he's
Right.
just sitting there, just fuming, just like, dude, all these fucking people are just talking about these three guys, and I'm the goat, I'm the guy. So
Right. Yep.
JT's out for blood this week. I love JT. I can't bet him at 5-1, but like I said, I have a way to kind of juice him up a little bit.
Yep.
Uh,
So those are my two wish strokes. I know you have a few
yeah.
more.
So
Yeah.
I'll cover two real quick. Number one, with strokes, Daniel Berger 30-1, and Harris English 70-1. Also have Harris
Mm-hmm.
English with the top three at 10-1. So East Lake, long par 70. When I look at the par threes at East Lake, the second hole is 179 yards. The ninth hole is 235 yards. The 11th hole is 214 yards. And the 15th hole is 211 yards. So all four par threes, with the exception of the second hole at 197. We'll call it between 200 and 225 yards. When I look at the best guys on tour over the last 50 rounds in par three efficiency, the top 10 are Billy Horschel, number one, Harris English, number two, Daniel Berger, number three, Hovland, Rahm, DJ Morikawa, Ryan Palmer, Justin Thomas, Webb Simpson. Two of the top three are Harris English and Daniel Berger. This is a
Wow.
place where guys make bogeys, but also guys can make really, really good birdies. Elite iron players. Berger has been the best guy all year, in my opinion. Pre-COVID, post-COVID, he won at Colonial. He's starting, I think, what's it, 5 shots back, 6 shots back, something like that. Berger is starting 6 shots back at DJ. Berger 30-1 to go run him down, and just again, kind of mentality of DJ of like, this is my year, don't steal it from me. Berger at 30-1. Harris English at 70-1. Harris English is at 4 under as well, 6 shots back. He's a guy that since COVID has played almost better than anyone else and not had a win. He should have won the Northern Trust. He just ran into DJ, who was an absolute buzzsaw, and beat him by
Mm-hmm.
11. He's doing
Right.
everything well. He lives on Sea Island, and loves Bermuda. If the 70-1 doesn't hit, I know it. I know it probably won't. But a top three at 10-1, I love it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the last
I
guy,
mean. Especially the top three. I feel like the top five, top three, top 10, there's a lot of value there this week, obviously, because there's only 30 players.
Right.
So if you think about it, a top three is essentially, I mean, it's almost a top 10 in a full field event. There's only 30 guys. So you can get a lot of value going top three
Yeah.
at a guy who's been doing it the last few weeks. So,
And the way just it's 30 guys in the field, and those top three, top 10 bets are so juiced right now with the
mhm.
strokes because I mean, to the general public, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, DJ's starting 10 under, DJ's got to win. I just don't
Right. No
think
one's catching him.
DJ doesn't
Yeah.
have the mentality to do that. I love DJ. I think he's one of the best players ever in golf. But we saw him at the PGA. We even saw him last week at the BMW. Uh, in those really really hard events where it's all on the line, he's playing to the middle of the green, playing it kind of safe, and hoping to make a putt. If he doesn't make it, he's tapping in for par. And there are guys that are firing at pins. For a guy like JT and Harris English that are starting 6 shots back, they're going to fire at every pin. If it works, great. If not, who cares? I'm cashing a $500,000 check.
That's true. If
There
he
you go.
fades it, is it a fade golf course?
That I don't know. I'm not going to say yes or no because I don't want to speak in misinformation. Let's just say it's not. Let's just say it's not.
Right. I
And the
think
last
those guys,
guy,
they just hit it over trees now.
yeah, the last guy I have is the Todd father, Brendan Todd. Um, Brendan Todd hits every single fairway he can get his eyes on. He is starting 7 shots back. He's 150 to 1. His top three is 40 to 1. Um, he is the most accurate driver on tour, number one. He loves putting on Bermuda greens, and he is, other than Mackenzie Hughes, probably the best putter on tour right now. His top three is 40 to 1. So
Hmm.
that's something that it's a shot in the dark, but he's known to spoil parties and be around, sniffing the leaderboard on Sunday. I can see him going out and shoot a low round for 150 to
Yeah,
1
he's
and 40 to
sneaky.
1 for a top three. I can't say no.
Right. Yeah, and like you said, with how it is last year, is DJ could easily lose this lead after day one, and then this whole shuffling of the leaderboard and stuff like that doesn't even matter.
Right.
And at some point, I mean, I'm as mentally weak as they come, but at some point, it could almost be a detriment where you're going in with such a different mindset. You're not starting at even, you're starting two ahead. And even though it's just like you shot a good round on Thursday because it's only 3 rounds, I don't know. I think that can play to it where a lot of times it does shape out where the field kind of comes together and the top guys fall back, the other guys have a little boost forward, and then you're going into Saturday and everyone's bunched up.
Right.
So
Uh,
I like that.
all right, let's go without strokes.
Yeah, without strokes, I'm only doing one, but I'm putting it into two, kind of taking a page out of your book, where taking it with a going with the top five here, but I'm going with the Todd father as well, Brandon Todd, 45 to 1 to win it outright, and then a top five. 7 to 1 plus 700 again with 30 people in the field. A top five is you're only it's only the top sixth or whatever it may be. So I like taking them 45 to 1 to win. If not, win my money back with a little 7 to 1 top five.
Cool. Cool. All right, without strokes, I got 3 guys that I like. Can you cut that?
Yeah, I'll cut it. Cut.
This is my boss calling me. So without strokes, there's 3 guys that I like. Um, everyone is talking about how Webb Simpson is the guy to beat this week. He took off last week, and now he's back this week. He loves Bermuda, hits fairways, yada yada yada. Who is like semi low rent Webb Simpson? That is Tyrrell Hatton. Hatton hits fairways. He's one of the best iron players on tour. He's one of the best putters on tour. He loves Bermuda. You look up any records going back the last 2 or 3 years since Hatton's been a presence on tour. If Webb plays well there, Hatton plays well there. So without strokes, I like Hatton 35 to 1. Again, I'm full in on Harris English as well. Harris English 35 to 1. And then going back to the Golden Boy last week, Mackenzie Hughes without strokes 100 to 1. I like it simply because like Mackenzie Hughes, to be honest, isn't the best. He's decent with his irons. He's decent off the tee. But one of the big things you need here is short game and being and around the green and putting. Over the last 50 rounds, he is number one on tour short game. He is number one on tour around the green, and he is number five on tour in putting. When you look at
Wow.
Mackenzie Hughes going back over the last few rounds, um, he has not lost strokes around the green or putting in his last 105 weeks.
Oof.
105 weeks. That's like 2 years. And he has not missed a cut since the Charles Schwab. Mackenzie Hughes going back 70th at the Heritage, third at the Travelers. By the way, I think No Laying Up said this that Data Golf equated that this course most closely equates to TPC River Highlands, where DJ won. I think it was DJ
Mm.
Streelman. Number three was Mackenzie Hughes. Um,
Wow.
Workday was
It's good to
48.
know.
Memorial
100 to
was 6.
1. You can't beat that,
Yeah.
too. Oof.
44 at the St. Jude, 50th PGA, Northern Trust 13. BMW, he was 10th. There's always a guy that kind of catches fire through the playoffs and makes something happen. Without the strokes, like you're not worrying about him beating DJ. He just has to go the lowest out of anyone. And maybe Mackenzie Hughes is the guy. So 100 to 1 Mackenzie Hughes.
I like it. So Hatton, English, and Hughes without strokes.
Correct.
Your boy Hatton. That's almost, I feel like that's a FOMO one for you too. Where if Hatton wins and you don't take him, it'd be such a letdown because he's your boy week in and week out.
Yes and no. I mean, I hit Hatton at the API at I think it was 50 to 1. So like he cashed. I'm free rolling on Hatton.
Oh,
That
gotcha.
was, that was
He already did it for you.
Yeah, that was the last event before COVID shut everything down. So, you know, we've been free rolling on Hatton for a while, but he's due. He's due again.
Yep. He's got it. I would love to see him win.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll go with my just kind of my lottery ticket. So I just took a tournament matchup parlay. I looked at the tournament matchups. I basically took who I like this week. So I like the English. I know you've been talking really high on him for a while. So I like how he's been playing. Todd, I obviously have some money on him again. So I have Todd over Sebastian Munoz. Oh man, can't say that. So Todd over Munoz, English over Hideki, which kind of scares me. But you know what? Hideki playing so well last week, and I think English, just like you were saying, I think this course really fits him well, and I think he's due to have a good week. So I think he's going to pull it out over Matsuyama, and then. I think Kisner's just a solid play. I like him over Horschel. That was maybe my questionable one. I was a little worried about that one, but I took Kiz over Horschel there, and that's looking like that's plus 1,300 right there. So yeah, going to throw maybe a couple bucks on it, $10, something around there, and see if it pays out and have something to watch over the weekend.
All right, I like that. I like that. Yeah, I think Hideki had his week last week. I mean, he got up and down from everywhere, made every 10-footer. I I have no arguments there.
It's almost like watching a college basketball game that's close, and then after the first half, you watch the whole first half and was like, yeah, they're within three, but they made 8 threes in a row to get to that point, so that's not going to last. That was kind of watching Hideki, where it was like he made like every single 10-footer he looked at, where that is not going to keep. You're not going to do that week in and week out. That's just not going to keep up.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to trip up. And not to mention, I just think English is going to play really well this week. So it didn't even matter who he was going against, but I obviously like him over Matsuyama to boot.
Right. I guess moving on to some of my lottery tickets and a little bit of Euro Tour stuff. So Euro Tour is playing at Valderrama, just outside Madrid in Spain. So I got 3 picks there. Number 1 is Jorge Campillo. He's at 25 to 1. Just a Spanish guy. I mean, the biggest thing at Valderrama and a lot of these national opens, you see a lot of guys from their home country show up.
Mm-hmm.
Jorge Campillo's been a force in the European Tour for a really long time. So 25 to 1, I think some national pride stuff. This is something that Sergio always used to win. Rom, when he used to play this before he was a big presence on tour, I think he won it twice, maybe
Mm-hmm.
once. But Jorge Campillo 25 to 1. The other 2 guys a little further down the board. number one, Sebastian Soderberg from Sweden. Um, Soderberg should have won in Wales 2 weeks ago. Just needed to make par on 18 to force a playoff, and he made an 8. That ripped my heart out. So that stunk. And then lastly, Callum Hill from Scotland. Callum Hill has been floating around the top of the leaderboards for a really long time this season since we came back from COVID. He hasn't got his breakthrough win yet. All those guys are really accurate drivers to the golf ball, really good around the green. Again, not praying and hoping that any of these actually hit, but they're guys that they're due. Put it that way. They're due.
Right.
So Campillo 25, Soderberg 60, and then Callum Hill at 60 to 1 as well. Now, as far as like actual lottery ticket stuff, I've said before, I don't think DJ is holding on to win this thing. The two guys in my mind that are going to hunt him down and make it happen are JT and Rom. So JT is 5 to 1. And basically, I parlayed JT with a European Tour double. So when you look at the top of the European board, the two guys up there are Thomas Dietrich, who has been sniffing European Tour wins for a really long time. Like he's a guy that it's just he's kind of like he's like the Tony Finau of the European Tour. 3 weeks ago, he missed like a 3-footer to force a playoff, and like it's time. So JT and Dietrich's 14 to 1 to win in Spain. That pays 92 to 1. And then the Birdie Master, Burned, I feel the Burn Wiesberger at 14 to 1 as well. That pays 92 to 1. So
he was up there last week, right?
Yeah.
At the Belfry?
Yeah, I think he was top 3 last week.
Yeah.
He just makes birdies in bunches, man. So JT and Dietrich at 92 to 1, JT and Burned at 92 to 1. And then you cannot overlook Jon Rahm. I had him in a double last week with who the heck did I have him with? Oh, Hao Tong.
Yeah, Hao Tong.
Gavin Green. Should have taken my boy Rasmus Hogarden for that double. But going back to the double with Rahm, it kind of feels like every year there's a guy that it feels like their year, right? There was this year, there was the day year where he won like 6 events plus the PGA. This kind of feels like the Rahm year with Webb and Berger being like maybe 2A, sprinkle a little more Kawa in there. So also have Rahm with Dietrich and Rahm with Burned. That pays 59 to 1.
I like that. I like those parlays with the Euro events because you can definitely get some value in those Euro events if you have a good read on the pulse and see who's been playing well and stuff like that. So you can kind of line them up, and then you can get a guy like you said. You don't like taking a JT or a Rahm because the odds are just too low. So you end up taking taking them, pairing it with another, maybe more of a favorite on the Euro side or whatever it may be, and cashing out. So
yeah, the best part
I like those. I may have to throw some shekels on those.
The best part about it is like if you tune into Euro and your guy on Euro wins, usually whatever book you're placing this in will usually give you a cash out option. They don't want you to cash the whole thing. So you can literally stare at the cash out button the whole time. And when you max out your value, and if someone makes a bad bogey just before it happens, you can cash it out and get 75% of your money. You just have to Euro hits first, and then you're kind of free rolling for the rest of the day on the PGA.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I like that. That's true. Yeah, because they finish up early, and then you can just kind of read it when you see the writing on the wall. If Rahm and JT aren't going to win or something like that, right when it reaches that point, you just cash out and take your payment.
Yep, that's it.
All right, I think I think we have some good picks this week. Obviously, you have a lot on the board. I like your picks. I kind of littered the board a little bit, but I think we have a good read on it, and think should be a fun watch. So definitely, if anyone is listening to it, definitely in the comments leave your picks if you like any bets. Kind of go off of us, or if our bets pay off. Hopefully next week we'll be able to report that our bets did well, and we got some cash for everyone. If not, there's always next week at the Sanderson Farms, I guess it is. So that's going to be an interesting
Napa,
one. But
Napa, Cal
yeah,
11.
Napa. I just think of Cameron Champ for whatever reason because that was like his first
That's
win,
right,
right?
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I still think of him. So, all right, Shilzy, I think that's it. I'm excited to watch the Tour Championship. Hopefully, our bets cash out, and we'll see. We'll upload an episode on something fun tomorrow. The next day, every day, we're going to be releasing some episodes. So definitely stay tuned.
Green tickets for everyone. Let's go.
I'm in.
Yeah.
All right, later, Shilzy.
See ya.
See ya.